Tasha K thought this was done. She thought the settlement closed the book. She thought she could breathe again. She was wrong. Because Cardi B just filed new legal demands this week that show she is watching every single dollar moving through Tasha K's account. And not just watching from a distance. She wants Tasha to show up in person and explain herself face to face. This story just got a whole new chapter, and we are breaking down every detail right now. If you are newer to this channel and you are not fully caught up on the Cardi B versus Tasha K saga, do not worry. We are going to give you everything you need before we get into the new developments, because the backstory here is just as wild as what is happening right now. Cardi B first sued Tasha K back in 2019 after the celebrity blogger ran what courts would later call a malicious campaign of slander against the rapper on her blog and YouTube channel. And what was Tasha saying exactly? The blogger claimed Cardi had previously worked as an escort, used hard drugs, and had a sexually transmitted disease. All of it published publicly on her channel for her audience to consume. Tasha K built her entire brand on celebrity gossip and drama. She had a massive following, millions of subscribers, and she used that platform to spread claims about Cardi that a court later determined were completely false and defamatory. In 2022, the jury came back with their verdict, and it was devastating for Tasha. Cardi won a $4 million default judgment for defamation. $4 million for lies. And here is where the situation gets complicated. Because winning the judgment is one thing. Actually collecting the money is a completely different fight. In March 2025, the two sides sat down and worked out a deal. Tasha agreed to pay off a portion of the full amount she owed. The agreement was that she would pay $1.2 million over the span of 5 years. Now, before you do the math, yes, $1.2 million is significantly less than $3.9 million. That is because Tasha K filed for bankruptcy. She revealed in court documents that her financial situation had gotten significantly worse because of her bankruptcy filing in 2023. She stated that Cardi B remains her single biggest creditor, meaning Cardi is the number one person she owes money to the tune of over $3,300,000. Tasha also confirmed in those documents that her entire income comes from content creation, YouTube appearances, Instagram gigs, and other social media platforms. The very same blog that got her into legal trouble is now the only thing keeping her financially afloat. Let that sink in. The platform she used to lie about Cardi B is now the platform she needs to pay Cardi B back. That is a level of irony that not even a Hollywood writer could make up. As part of the settlement, Tasha also agreed to stop speaking negatively about Cardi B across all her social media platforms. And she was required to turn over her financial records every quarter so Cardi's legal team could track whether the payments were on schedule. So there was a deal, there were rules, there were requirements, and for a while, it seemed like things were moving, even if slowly. But then February 27th happened. On February 27th, Cardi B's attorneys filed a motion in Tasha K's Florida bankruptcy case asking permission to review her bank records and personal finances in person. Not just on paper, not just through quarterly filing, in person, face to face. Sit down and explain where the money is going. Cardi is also demanding access to records tied to Tasha's two business entities, Yellen Entertainment LLC and Stash Money Works LLC, including detailed documentation of income from YouTube and all other social media platforms, plus copies of tax returns and additional financial paperwork. Now, here is why this matters and why Cardi's legal team is not just doing this for fun. The scope of the demand suggests that quarterly filings alone have not answered all the questions Cardi's attorneys have about how money is moving through Tasha's professional account. In plain English, something in those quarterly reports is not adding up, and Cardi wants to look Tasha in the eye while she explains it. For context, Tasha K told a reporter as recently as February 5th that she has been keeping up with her payments to Cardi as agreed. But keeping up with payments and being fully transparent about all income streams are two very different things. And Cardi's legal team clearly wants to make sure they are not missing anything. Now, because this channel gives you the full picture and not just one side, let's talk about where Tasha K stands right now. Tasha K did not just accept the original judgment quietly. 4 months after Cardi won the defamation case, Tasha's attorneys filed an appeal with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, requesting that the verdict be overturned. Her legal team argued that Judge William Ray overlooked key evidence about Cardi's character that would have influenced the jury's decision. They also argued that Cardi's legal team failed to prove that Tasha acted with actual malice, meaning intent to harm, when she published the claims about the rapper. That appeal is still part of the broader legal landscape surrounding this case, and the reality of Tasha's financial situation is genuinely difficult. She filed for bankruptcy. She has no major assets beyond her content creation income. She is paying nearly $15,000 a month to Cardi B under the settlement terms, an amount that increases every year over the 5-year period. That is not a small number for someone whose entire income comes from YouTube and Instagram. And Cardi's new demand, while completely within her legal rights, adds another layer of financial and legal pressure on top of an already incredibly complicated situation for the blogger. Here is the thing about Cardi B that this situation reveals very clearly. She does not let things go when she feels she has been wronged. And she has the resources and the legal team to keep the pressure on indefinitely. Cardi did not walk away from this case once the settlement was signed. Her legal team stayed actively engaged, and the current demand signaled they are watching very closely every step of the way. And you have to understand, this was not just a business dispute for Cardi. Tasha K claimed publicly that Cardi had worked as an escort, used hard drugs, and had an STD. Those are not minor accusations. Those are claims that could have permanently damaged her career, her reputation, and how the world viewed her as a mother and as a person. A jury agreed those claims were lies. And Cardi is making sure that the consequences of those lies do not quietly disappear because Tasha filed for bankruptcy and asked for a payment plan. The settlement gave Tasha an exit from the full $4 million judgment, but it did not give her an exit from accountability. And Cardi's new legal filing makes that point very clear. So here is where we are right now. Tasha K owes Cardi B over $3 million from a defamation judgment. She settled for $1.2 million, paid over 5 years. She is currently in a Florida bankruptcy case, and as of February 27th, Cardi B's attorneys have filed a motion demanding Tasha show up in person to answer for her finances, including every dollar coming in from YouTube, social media, her business entities, and her tax returns. The settlement did not end this story. It just moved it to a different courtroom. Cardi B is on a sold-out national arena tour right now. She is managing a political war with Trump advisors. She just went through a public breakup, and she is still finding time to make sure Tasha K does not slip through the cracks of her own bankruptcy case. That is what getting your lick back actually looks like, not just a one-time win. Sustained pressure until every obligation is honored. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you think Cardi is right to push this hard even after the settlement? Or do you think at some point you just take the win and walk away? I want to see your take because this comment section is always the best part. And if you are not subscribed to this channel yet, you are genuinely missing the most up-to-date Cardi B content anywhere on YouTube. Every legal update, every tour moment, every clapback, every piece of drama. We have it first and we break it down completely. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications. Because with Cardi B in 2026, there is a new chapter literally every single day. See you on the next one.